In today's update, we are covering Putin's nuclear-capable missile directive, Ukrainian strikes on Russian targets, Ukrainian military aircraft successes, shifts in Russian elite opinions, Russian criminal system reforms, creation of a shadow fleet for LNG, and Ukrainian counteroffensives and Russian advances. Russian President Vladimir Putin directed the production and deployment of nuclear-capable short and intermediate-range missiles on June 28, following the U.S. withdrawal from the Intermediate-Range Nuclear Forces Treaty in 2019. Putin claims this is part of Russia's reflexive control campaign to influence Western decisions. The U.S. suspended participation in the INF in February 2019 and withdrew in August 2019 due to Russian violations. Putin cited recent U.S. military exercises as justifications for Russia's actions, despite the Kremlin's broader aim to discourage Western military assistance to Ukraine. This move highlights the escalating tension between Russia and the West. Ukrainian forces reportedly struck an oil depot in Russia on June 28 and targeted a microelectronics plant and a military unit on the night of June 27 to 28. The Tambov Oblast governor reported a drone strike on the Mysherinsky Rayon oil depot, while Russian opposition outlet Astra noted hits on the Kremny L microelectronics plant and an unspecified military unit in Bryansk Oblast. The Russian Ministry of Defense claimed to have destroyed 12 drones over Bryansk Oblast, but did not confirm strikes on Tambov Oblast. These strikes indicate ongoing Ukrainian efforts to disrupt Russian logistics and military capabilities. The Ukrainian Armed Forces Center for Strategic Communications reported on June 28 that Ukrainian forces have damaged or destroyed more than 30 Russian military aircraft in the first 6 months of 2024. This includes 9 Su-25 aircraft, 1 Su-57 aircraft, 2 MiG-31 aircraft, 13 Su-34 aircraft, 2 Su-35 aircraft, 2 A-50 long-range radar detection aircraft, 1 Il-22 M11 command post aircraft, and 1 Tu-22 M3 bomber. These strikes mainly occurred in occupied Ukraine, with some over the Sea of Azov and within Russia. This report highlights Ukraine's increasing capability to challenge Russian air dominance despite limited resources. Many Russian elites have shifted from criticizing the war in Ukraine to supporting it, believing that Russia is prevailing. According to Russian opposition journalist Mikhail Zygar, this change occurred in 2023, driven by perceived Russian battlefield gains, Ukraine's munitions disadvantage, and reduced Western security assistance. Some elites now speculate on what a Russian victory might look like. This shift in elite opinion suggests growing confidence in Russia's strategy and may influence future political and military decisions. It also underscores the complex dynamics within Russia's power structure as the conflict continues. In response to recent terrorist attacks in Dagestan, Russian officials have called for harsher punishments within Russia's criminal system. Russian investigative committee head Alexander Bastrykhin suggested lifting the moratorium on the death penalty for certain cases, while Russian Justice Minister Konstantin Chaychenko proposed forced labor as the main punishment for over 65 crimes. Bastrykhin's statements have received support from ultranationalist mill bloggers, highlighting the increasing xenophobia and calls for stricter migration policies. These proposed reforms reflect the Kremlin's attempt to address internal security concerns amid the ongoing conflict and societal unrest. Russia may be creating a shadow fleet to transport liquefied natural gas and circumvent Western sanctions. Bloomberg reported evidence of a Dubai-based company acquiring at least 8 vessels in the past 3 months, with 4 granted permission to traverse Russian Arctic waters. Some of these vessels list their insurers as unknown, a tactic previously used to avoid the G7 price cap on Russian crude oil. The latest EU sanctions package prohibits EU entities from providing reloading services for Russian LNG in EU territory, prompting Russia's innovative yet controversial strategies to maintain its energy exports. Ukrainian forces recently regained lost positions near Vovchansk and Kreminna, while Russian forces advanced near Chasiv Yar. Geolocated footage confirmed Ukrainian advances in Vovchansk and Terny. Despite ongoing Russian offensive operations along the Kupiansk-Svatove-Kreminna line, Ukrainian counterattacks have yielded significant territorial gains. Russian forces also intensified operations in the Seversk direction, with conflicting reports on the control of Rozdolivka. These developments highlight the fluid nature of the front line and the ongoing contest for strategic positions, reflecting the high stakes and dynamic shifts in the conflict.